22nd of October is not just another date on the calendar. It carries a vibration, a silent command that calls you to slow down and pay attention. Because when the path of your life begins to shift, it rarely comes with a loud announcement. It comes with stillness. It comes with moments where everything seems paused. You may look around and think nothing is moving, but beneath the surface, everything is being rearranged for your alignment. The power of divine timing is not about what you can control, but what you can trust. And 22 October is the moment you must begin to trust more deeply than ever before. You see, there are days in life where you push, you chase, you plan, and then suddenly all your energy meets a wall. It feels like no matter how hard you try, nothing responds. This day, 22 October, reminds you that sometimes the silence is not rejection, it is direction. The universe is asking you to step aside to let it do its work. The human mind wants to act, but the spirit knows when to stay still. That's the wisdom this day brings. To recognize the difference between movement born of fear and stillness born of faith. On the 22nd of October, the power that governs all paths begins to align what is meant for you. But alignment cannot be forced. It is not something you can grab. It's something you must receive. The timing of life is sacred, and when the moment arrives, it moves with precision. That is why this day calls for calmness. Not the calmness of doing nothing, but the calmness that trusts everything. When you try to force things before their time, you interfere with the order that was designed to guide you. And that's why many people break before their breakthrough. They try to plant seeds in dry soil because they cannot wait for the rain. But 22 October whispers, wait for the rain. The shift is not delayed. It's deliberate. Every pause has purpose. Every quiet season prepares you for what your heart has been asking for. You might not see the signs, but the movement has already begun. Beneath your doubt, beneath your worry, something is forming. You must understand that divine timing is not late. It arrives exactly when you are ready to receive what you once thought you wanted. On this day, learn the art of patience that grows power, not frustration. To wait with purpose is not weakness, it's mastery. Every path that shifts in your favor begins first with surrender. You cannot fight the flow and expect alignment. So when everything seems to stop around you on 22nd October, take it as a message. This pause is your protection. This delay is your design. The energy of this moment is not here to test you. It's here to teach you to trust. Sometimes the universe must rearrange what's around you before it delivers what's within you. Maybe something has to end. Maybe someone has to leave. Maybe a door must close so you can finally stop walking into the wrong room. The shift on the 22nd October will not ask for your permission. It will happen with or without your understanding. But when you surrender to it, you'll see that everything fits with precision. What once confused you will start making sense piece by piece. That is the beauty of divine timing. It never misses. The problem is not that the universe is slow. The problem is that you are often impatient. You want quick results, but the energy of 22nd October is about deep preparation. It's the quiet alignment before the storm of blessings arrives. You cannot rush maturity, you cannot rush clarity, and you cannot rush destiny. When you stand still in this moment, you honor the process that life is sculpting for you. The world might tell you to keep moving, to stay busy, to chase. But the truth is, what's meant for you doesn't need chasing. It needs readiness. 22 October invites you to stop looking outside for validation and start trusting the timing inside you. If the path hasn't opened yet, it's because you're still being shaped for it. Every delay is an unseen act of grace. The power that governs this shift knows exactly what must fall before you rise. So breathe on the 20th of October. Be still, not because you have given up, but because you are aligning. There is a difference between surrender and failure. Surrender is strength in disguise. You will see that the moment you stop forcing, things begin to unfold naturally. Divine timing is like a river. It flows when it's ready, and when it flows, it carries everything meant for you. Do not rush the current. Do not fight the pause. Allow this day to remind you that you are exactly where you need to be. The stillness of 2032 of October is not emptiness, it's preparation. The power of this timing will reveal itself when you stop doubting the wait. Everything that belongs to you will meet you when the hour is right. And this day, this moment, is the sign that the hour is closer than you think. The shift is not coming in noise or chaos. It's coming through calmness, through faith, through patience that does not break under silence. 22nd October is the day you learn that the universe doesn't move on your command. It moves on your readiness. When you align with that truth, everything begins to fall into place. Stay still. The power of divine timing is already working in your favor. 22nd October is not the day for noise. It is not the day to rush or to prove. It is the day to listen to the silence that surrounds your next chapter. When life begins to shift, it never warns you. It does not arrive with a clear sign. It comes quietly. It comes when you stop fighting, when you stop forcing, when you stop running in circles trying to control everything that was never in your hands. This day asks you to stay still because the shift that is coming needs your stillness, not your struggle. There are moments when the ground beneath you feels unstable. You sense something changing but cannot name it. That is 22nd October, a day wrapped in invisible motion. On the surface, nothing appears to move, but within the silence, everything is transforming. The world will tell you to act, to hustle, to take control. But this day whispers something different. Be still and let life move through you. The strongest movement is often invisible, and the most powerful transformation begins in quietness. When the universe begins to shift your path, chaos may appear first. Things might seem to fall apart. Relationships could fade, opportunities could slow down, and you might feel disconnected from everything familiar. But that is not destruction, it is redirection. On the 22nd of October, the stillness you are asked to keep is not weakness, it is awareness. It is the space where you allow the shift to shape you instead of resisting it. The old ways of fighting through every challenge no longer serve you. This day is the lesson that peace can be your weapon and silence can be your answer. Many people lose their path not because they are lost, but because they cannot stay still long enough to let the path reveal itself. They confuse movement with progress. But the truth is, when God begins to shift your direction, your only task is to remain grounded. The moment you begin to chase clarity, you lose connection. Stillness is not about doing nothing, it's about doing the inner work while the outer world rearranges itself. It is about breathing deeply and trusting that what's being built in silence will soon speak loudly. 22nd of October is the reminder that your greatest growth will come from patience, not pressure. You don't need to rush to make things happen. The energy of this day carries a quiet force, one that teaches you that life's biggest transformations are born from surrender, not control. When you become still, you stop interfering with what is naturally unfolding. You give space for destiny to breathe. And when destiny breathes, everything that belongs to you begins to find its way back. You might feel restless on 22nd of October. You might want to act, to fix, to run. But that restlessness is a signal, a sign that the shift has begun. It's the tension before transformation. The lesson is to stay centered in the middle of uncertainty. When everything feels unstable, become the still point. That's where your true strength lies. The storm cannot break what stands in silence. The wave cannot drown what knows how to stay calm beneath the surface. This day is not asking for effort, it's asking for presence. When you stay still, you begin to hear what the noise of life usually hides. You begin to recognize the whispers of guidance that were always there but lost under your distractions. 22nd of October brings that clarity. It's the moment when the stillness becomes your teacher and silence becomes your compass. The shift is not happening somewhere outside you. It's happening inside. The world will make you believe that action is the only way forward. But this day will show you that stillness can move mountains when it comes from alignment. Every time you sit quietly and trust that the right time will come, you strengthen your faith. You teach your mind to stop chasing outcomes and start embracing the process. The stillness on the 22nd of October is not about standing still physically. It's about stabilizing your energy, grounding your focus, centering your breath. It's about finding peace in the unknown. When the path shifts, everything you thought you needed may start to fade. Do not fight it. The shift does not take from you, it clears space for something greater. Stillness allows you to see what's leaving and what's arriving. If you rush, you'll miss the message hidden in the silence. On this day, and do not move out of fear. Move only when your inner stillness gives permission. That is how you align with divine order. You will realize that the calm before a breakthrough is not emptiness. It is a sacred pause, a space between who you were and who you're becoming. That space is where power grows. That space is where you learn patience, trust, and balance. On the 22nd of October, honor that space. Stay still not because life has stopped, but because it is reorganizing around your readiness. When you allow stillness to take its place, your energy begins to rise. You become more aware of what deserves your attention and what no longer does. You start responding instead of reacting. You stop chasing what is running and start attracting what aligns. This is the essence of the shift: to move from control to trust, from chaos to calm, from doubt to direction. The shift of 22 for October will not be loud. It will not arrive with clear signs. It will come as peace that you cannot explain, as calmness in places where you used to panic. And when it happens, and you were not the mind, you will know that your stillness made it possible. You didn't force your destiny, you allowed it. You didn't chase what's yours. You became ready for it. So as this day unfolds, let silence become your guide. The movement has already begun. It doesn't need your noise, it needs your awareness. Stand still in your faith. Breathe deeply into your patience and allow the universe to unfold what it has been preparing for you all along. 22nd of October is not a day of waiting. It is a day of awakening, a day where your stillness becomes the bridge between who you were and who you are about to become. 23rd of October carries the weight of unseen change. It is a moment when the old road begins to fade and a new one quietly unfolds before you. But the truth is, you won't see it clearly at first. You won't understand every turn or every delay. That is why trust becomes the center of your strength. On this day, you are asked to walk forward without proof, to believe in the unseen path that's forming under your feet. This is not about blind faith. It's about a deeper knowing that what is shifting now is meant to align you with what you were always meant to become. When the path changes, your mind will resist. It will try to return to the familiar. But 22nd of October is not about safety, it is about purpose. You are being asked to release the comfort of what you know and step into the uncertainty of what is waiting. The unknown is not your enemy, it is your invitation. It calls you to grow beyond your limits, to rise above your fears, to learn how to walk by faith instead of sight. This is where real transformation begins. On this day, the universe whispers that it is time to move. Even if you can't see the destination, the shift of 22nd of October will not come with full clarity, but it will come with direction. You will feel it in your intuition, in your heart, in that subtle pull that tells you, Kubu. You must trust that whisper even when everything around you looks uncertain. Because faith is not about knowing what comes next. It's about knowing that whatever comes next will serve your growth. You have to let go of control. The mind wants to plan every step, but the soul already knows the way. 22nd of October teaches you to listen to that quiet voice inside that says, keep going. Even when fear tries to stop you, even when logic says wait, your inner knowing says move. That is the energy of this day. To trust the unseen movement, to surrender to the flow of what is unfolding, and to believe that something higher is guiding your path with precision. This day will test your ability to walk without a map. You might not see the road, but you will feel the direction. You might not understand the timing, but you will sense the meaning. That is faith, not the absence of fear, but the decision to move through it. Every great change begins with that single step into the unknown. And 22 October is the day to take it. The more you trust, the more the path reveals itself. The unseen path is not a mystery meant to confuse you. It is protection. Sometimes not seeing everything is what keeps you safe. If you knew all the challenges ahead, you might stop walking. But when you trust step by step, you build strength, courage, and resilience. Each moment of uncertainty shapes you. Each delay trains your patience. Each closed door redirects your energy to the right place. On the 20th of October, you will understand that trust is not passive. It is powerful. It transforms your fear into fuel. You are not meant to see the whole staircase. You are meant to climb one step at a time. The unseen path is about developing faith that grows stronger than your doubts. Every time you choose trust over worry, you shift the energy around you. You stop chasing and start aligning. You stop questioning and start believing. That is when the universe begins to move things in your favor. The unknown will always make you uncomfortable, but comfort never created strength. The path that's hidden on the 20th of October is not meant to scare you, it's meant to stretch you. It's designed to pull out the parts of you that are still asleep. You will never grow in the light of certainty. You grow in the darkness of trust. And when you begin to walk through that darkness with calmness, life reveals new light that was waiting just ahead. On this day, remember that trust does not mean everything will be easy. It means you are willing to face difficulty with faith. When things seem to fall apart, it's because a greater structure is being built. When people leave, it's because the next chapter requires solitude. When paths close, it's because the right one is being prepared. Every shift on the 22nd of October is movement in disguise, movement towards alignment, towards purpose, towards peace. You are being guided by something you cannot see, but you can feel it. That gentle nudge in your spirit, that sudden clarity, that unexplainable peace. Those are signs of direction. Do not doubt them. The universe never misleads a heart that is willing to listen. The challenge is to stay steady when your vision blurs, to stay faithful when results don't appear immediately. Because trust is not built through comfort, it's built through perseverance. So walk forward on the 22nd of October. Step into the unknown with steady breath and clear intention. You don't need to have all the answers. You only need to have faith in the next step. The unseen path will unfold when you are ready, not when you are restless. Stay present, move slowly, listen deeply. Let trust be your guide and let patience be your strength. One day, you will look back and understand why this path was hidden from you for so long. You will see that everything was aligned perfectly, that every delay, every silence, every change was preparing you for this direction. The unseen path of 22nd of October is not a test, it's a transformation. It is where you stop forcing and start flowing, where you stop doubting and start believing. Trust that what's ahead is greater than what's behind. Trust that what's unseen is already in motion. This shift of 22nd of October is not random, it's divine. You don't need to understand it. You just need to walk with faith, because the path you cannot see today will soon become the foundation you stand on tomorrow. 22nd October is the day of release. It is the day when the weight you've carried for too long begins to fall away. It's not a punishment. It's not loss. It's cleansing. When life begins to shift your path, it cannot take you forward while you're still holding on to what no longer belongs. The energy of this day is strong, deliberate, and deeply personal. It is a silent message that says, let go or be dragged. You see, the universe cannot place new things in hands that are already full. Many people keep asking for change, but they hold on to their pain, their past, their comfort, their fears. On the 20th of October, life will not allow that anymore. It will demand that you release the attachments that have been keeping you small. The habits that weaken your focus, the emotions that steal your peace, the people who keep you walking in circles. All of it must go, because holding on to what's dying will only delay what's trying to be born. Letting go is not easy. It's one of the most painful forms of growth. But 22nd of October teaches that pain can be sacred. When you finally stop resisting what must end, you create space for what is ready to begin. This day carries a deeper truth that you cannot step into a new chapter while rereading the old one. You must have the courage to close it completely. The longer you cling to what has expired, the heavier your spirit becomes. The lighter you become, the higher you rise. There's a certain peace that comes when you stop fighting for what no longer fits your path. On this day, that peace begins to bloom. Maybe it's a relationship that drained you, a dream that no longer inspires you, or an identity that's too small for who you're becoming. Whatever it is, 22nd of October will bring awareness. And it will show you clearly what you've outgrown. You'll feel it in your heart before you understand it in your mind. That's how the truth works. It arrives as a feeling first. The power of release lies in acceptance. You cannot let go of something you keep judging or resenting. Acceptance means you understand that everything served its purpose. Every season had a reason. The person you were, the pain you felt, the lessons you learned. All of it built you for this moment. When you accept that, the grip begins to loosen. The heart softens, and suddenly what you thought was breaking you was only freeing you. 22nd of October will remind you that you don't lose people or things meant for your growth. You lose what blocks it. The shift on this day is not against you, it's for you. The removal of the old is not destruction, it's direction. Life removes what no longer aligns because it wants to make space for something pure, something stronger. That is how transformation works. The letting go comes before the rising. The clearing comes before the arrival. When you release what no longer belongs, you make room for clarity. The noise fades and you begin to see the path clearly. Your energy returns to you. The pieces of yourself that were scattered begin to gather again. On the 22nd of October, this is the teaching that peace is not something you find, it's something you create by clearing what doesn't belong in your space. Every release is a return to yourself. But remember, letting go doesn't always mean walking away physically. Sometimes it means releasing the emotional grip, the mental replay, the constant attachment to how things should have been. You are not meant to live inside your past. You are meant to learn from it and move forward. The energy of 22nd of October is cleansing that old story from your system. It's asking you to rewrite it, not from pain, but from power. There will be moments where the release feels like emptiness. That's natural. But emptiness is not the end. It's the beginning. It's the silent stage before new life enters. On this day, embrace that emptiness as sacred space. It is your reset. It's where clarity grows, where strength takes root, where the soul prepares for what's next. You're not losing, you're making space. When you finally let go, you'll notice how light you feel. You'll breathe easier. You'll sleep deeper. You'll stop overthinking what's behind you because your eyes will be fixed on what's coming. 22nd of October carries this message clearly. The door you refuse to close is the same one blocking your blessing. Close it now with gratitude. The future is waiting for you, but it cannot enter until you release what is holding the door shut. Growth is never gentle. The process of letting go will stretch your emotions, but that stretch is what makes you stronger. You will realize that freedom is not given, it's claimed. On this day, claim it by releasing what isn't meant to stay. Every ending carries a beginning disguised within it. You just have to allow it to unfold. When you look around on 22nd October, you may not see immediate change. But internally, something profound will shift. The resistance will ease. The attachments will loosen. And you'll start to feel aligned with something greater than what you left behind. You'll start to feel ready. This readiness is the reward of release. When you let go, you don't lose, you evolve. You rise above the weight that once kept you anchored. The pain of release becomes the foundation of your power. The old version of you dissolves and the new one begins to take shape. So let this day be sacred. Let 22nd of October be the day you finally stop forcing what's already finished. Walk away from what steals your light and you will walk toward what restores it. The shift waiting for you is beautiful, but you can't hold both the old and the new at the same time. Something has to fall for something else to rise. Let it fall, let it fade, let it go. Because what belongs to you will never require you to hold it with fear. It will stay, it will grow, and it will bring peace, not pressure. 22nd of October is not about loss, it's about liberation. It's about finally being free enough to receive what has been waiting for you all along. 22nd of October carries a silence that speaks louder than any words. It is the silence before a major turn in your life, the stillness before the storm that brings transformation. Many people mistake that stillness as a sign of nothing happening, but it is the complete opposite. On this day, the universe is working quietly, preparing something greater than your expectations. The stillness before the breakthrough is not a pause of emptiness. It's the moment when everything hidden begins to take shape. You must not fear it. You must trust it. There are times when everything around you feels motionless. You look at your plans, your progress, and wonder if you've lost momentum. But 22 October is the day that teaches you that silence is not the absence of movement. It's the womb of creation. Before every shift, there is a sacred quiet. Before the light returns, the night deepens. Before new life emerges, everything must pause and realign. You are not stuck. You are being recalibrated. In this silence, your strength is tested. Not the strength to move forward, but the strength to stay still. Because staying still requires faith. It requires trust in something you cannot yet see. When you are in the stillness, everything inside you will want to act, to fix, to rush. But on the 22nd of October, you must resist that urge. The most powerful transformations happen in the moments when you do nothing but stay centered. When you stop forcing outcomes, you create the space for the right ones to appear. The world teaches you to always do more, move faster, achieve sooner. But 22nd October will show you that true power lies in waiting with awareness. When you remain still, you allow the natural flow of life to take its course. You stop interrupting what is aligning for you. Stillness does not mean inaction. It means controlled presence. It means you are grounded enough to trust that the work you've done will manifest when the time is right. Think of nature. Before the storm clears the sky, there is silence. Before the seed breaks through the soil, there is stillness underground. Before dawn paints the horizon, the world becomes its darkest. This is how the energy of 22 for October works. It is not punishment, it is preparation. It is the quiet construction of destiny. When you learn to rest in that silence, your mind becomes clear and your spirit becomes sharp. You begin to understand that the universe never stops working. It just works in silence before it reveals its power. During this time, your patience is your greatest teacher. Stillness is not passive, it's active trust. It's the discipline of the soul that knows everything has its season. You cannot harvest before the seed matures. You cannot rise before the foundation is ready. 22 for October is that foundation. It's a silent moment before the door opens. The energy may feel heavy, the waiting may feel long, but what's coming will make sense of it all. The stillness before breakthrough often feels uncomfortable. That discomfort is the stretching of your spirit. You're being pulled beyond your limits so that you can grow into the version of yourself that's ready for what's next. If you move too soon, you interrupt the process. If you stay patient, you align with divine precision. On this day, remember that your waiting is not wasted. It's working silently in your favor. Every pause has purpose. Every delay carries direction. When you finally stop fighting the stillness, something powerful begins to happen inside you. Your awareness deepens. You begin to see how much energy you've wasted chasing things that were never yours. You begin to notice how peace feels more productive than panic. 22nd of October invites you to return to that peace, because when you stand still in faith, you become aligned with timing, and timing is everything. There is beauty in this silence. It's the space where clarity is born. It's where your heart aligns with your next step. You start to hear the inner voice that was buried under noise. You start to feel connected again, not to what's outside, but to what's within. The stillness of 22 October gives you that connection. It teaches you to stop seeking signs and start becoming the sign. Many people fear silence because it feels like loneliness. But silence is not loneliness, it's presence. It's the universe asking you to listen before it speaks. This day teaches you to become comfortable with that space, to sit in it without rushing to fill it, because only when you are still can you truly receive what's meant for you. The blessings that are built for you do not come through noise. They arrive quietly, they unfold naturally, and they meet you when you are ready, not when you are restless. So on the 22nd of October, breathe. Stop trying to chase what's already on its way. Be still enough to recognize the shift when it comes. Don't let impatience steal your focus. The energy of this day is precise. Every piece of your journey is being aligned with divine timing. Trust that while you wait, things are moving behind the curtain of your awareness. The silence before the breakthrough is sacred. It's where the invisible becomes visible. It's where faith turns into fact. It's where life reshapes itself in your favor. But you must be still long enough to witness it unfold. When you stop forcing, you start flowing. When you stop doubting, you start aligning. 22nd October holds that balance, the space between endings and beginnings, between stillness and movement, between waiting and receiving. The truth is, stillness is not emptiness, it's fullness in disguise. It's the place where you stop reaching and start realizing that everything you've been looking for is already forming. This is the calm before your elevation, the silence before your rise, the stillness before your breakthrough. So let 22nd October be your reminder that what seems quiet is not lifeless. It is the sound of alignment happening behind the scenes. It is the rhythm of divine movement disguised as stillness. Stay grounded in your faith, trust the quiet, and let this silence prepare you for what's about to come. Because after this stillness, your breakthrough will not just arrive, it will redefine you.